Let's complain about some stuff. Alright, so if you watched my last video, the drunk vlog, you can see I was drunk. Yeah, okay. I had this conversation with a kid that I've known for a long time. He was really excited about his new relationship, and he just kept talking about how compatible him and this girl were. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. I was really excited for him. And then I said, well, how are you guys compatible? And then he just started listing really like base level, shallow shit. Like, we both love the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like, okay, well, I too enjoy that show. Does that mean that I'm also compatible with your girlfriend? Should we meet? It's like, no man, like, we both love going to get sushi. It's weird that I know this, but I've known him long enough that I know that he too loves sushi. But where's the meat and potatoes, man? It ended up becoming like a thing. Because I'm like, all you're doing is listing common interests. That's not compatibility. Compatibility is a state in which two things are able to exist or occur together without problems or conflict. Like, okay, you guys both enjoy Always Sunny. You guys both enjoy sushi. But how well do you fit together? There's a ton of people that I don't fucking like at all, that love all the same shit that I do. People confuse compatibility with shared interests. And I think that that might be why things get a little fucky once a relationship begins. And who the fuck really wants to be with somebody that's exactly like them anyway? I would much rather be with someone that wasn't like me at all. In fact, the less like me you are, the more I like you. Just inherently, because there's this fucking bullshit quote that I see passed around the internet. It's popular on Facebook especially. But the phrase goes something like this. Before anybody else can love you, you have to learn to love yourself. Fuck that nonsense, okay? And there's a variation of it that goes, you can't be loved if you don't love yourself first. Fuck you! In that case, no one on earth has ever fucking loved me. Ever. This isn't some like self-deprecating joke or anything. There's no punchline here. But I have never loved myself. Not a day in my life. As long as I've been fucking cognizant, as long as I've been conscious, for the fucking idiot that dwells up here, I have never a day in my life loved myself. So does that mean that no one on earth has ever loved me? And not only that, but no one has ever even gotten close, because I am incapable of being loved, because I don't love myself. If that isn't the most depressing ass shit in the world, and so backwards, because what the phrase is trying to do is it's trying to say you should love yourself. And I agree with that. If you're watching this video, you should love yourself. I should love myself. I just don't. And it's supposed to be an encouraging thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be an optimistic sentiment. Like, just love yourself and then the rest of the love will follow you. Ask the universe and it shall grant you your wish. Ugh. That's not how it goes though when you already have a person that has self-esteem issues or doesn't like themselves. All I hear when I hear that sentiment isn't that I should learn to love myself. It's that I've never been loved, if that shit is true. Which it's not. It's total fucking bullshit. But just for the sake of conversation, let's say that it is. All that means is that I've never been loved. And if history is any indication, and that's all we have to go off of here, then no one will ever love me. And for the millions of other people that are also like me, that don't love themselves, you're fucked too. The only people that can get love are the arrogant motherfuckers that love themselves. That's why so many people love narcissism. That's why it's such a valued characteristic. Of course, someone's narcissistic, you gotta love them more. The more you love yourself, the more everybody else will love you. And that's my problem. That's why I'm lonely. I'm lonely because I'm unlovable. Because I don't love me first. Fuck that. Okay, so we're gonna take a little break in the action here. There's no way to segue this, so I'm just going to say it here. You might remember last year I released a Rant record for the first time in 4 years called White Puzzles. I put it online for $7. A bunch of people bought it. I'm still in the process of making music videos for some songs on that record. But I got an email from Bandcamp the other day saying that they have this new feature where you can compile all of your releases and have complete downloads. So basically, people can go and download your entire collection, which for me is 13 different releases. We have all the Rant records. There's Rainy Days, Nostalgia, Soup, Burning at Both Ends, and White Puzzles. But that's not all. There's also all of my poetry collections, like this one and this one. There's the Joy songs here. There's some photo books and audio books like my RGB series that I did for a couple years, which you can get here and here. Up until now, they've all been separate downloads, but now, for a limited time only, in fact, if you see this video tomorrow or the day after that, at the latest, this is gonna be totally irrelevant. But you can get the whole discography right now for 70% off. Less than $20, $18.60 I believe. You get 13 different releases. That's hours and hours and hours of content. I just want people to have them. And that's as big of a discount as I could possibly apply to the release. So, if you want that stuff, if you want it, the link is in the description. The link is just to the White Puzzles record, but it's because there's no landing page for the discography. You just have to go to the White Puzzles page, and you'll see a little thing that says, get the whole discography. Click that. It's super easy. You can get it in MP3, in WAV, in FLAC, anything you want. You get to choose that. Anyway, back to the ranting. Okay, so if you're in Hawaii, you definitely had the fear of God put into your chest the other day. I was browsing Reddit and I came across a news story that said that Hawaii falsely issued an atomic bomb alert. Basically telling the people of Hawaii, hey, find a basement and maybe you won't get cooked alive. Super early in the morning, I read a report of a family that was on the beach really early in the morning and everybody's phones went off at the same exact time. And they're like, oh, it's probably an Amber Alert. And they look at it and it's like, oh, you're fucked. Atomic bomb blast coming right for you. Seek shelter immediately. And the whole beach suddenly goes from this happy-go-lucky, spending a fucking perfect winter day on a beach like life is beautiful, to, oh my god, we're going to get bombed. There's panic. There's no protocol for any of this. Nobody knows where bomb shelters are. Even if there are bomb shelters, they don't know what kind of bomb is about to be dropped. Maybe it won't do any damn good. Maybe it'll be like back in the Cold War era when kids were taught that in the event of nuclear genocide and they, you know, do one of these, like this is gonna protect them. I watched this video that I can no longer find, unfortunately. I don't know if he took it down or it just disappeared because it's not in my history anymore. But the guy immediately started filming on his GoPro when he picked up his phone and saw that they were about to get bombed. It's like 8 in the morning. The guy walks into the kitchen, he opens the refrigerator door and he cracks open a cold beer. He goes outside to the porch, he sips on the beer and he takes his seat on his lawn chair. It's like, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna panic about it. And like the level of calmness, like this guy did not give two shits that he was about to die. He just wanted to get a little buzz on before it happened. I find this so interesting because it's the first time in my existence that you can see the effects that a bomb warning is going to have on a general populace. In the event of that occurring, what I've learned, what I've gathered is that we're just fucked. If we ever get bombed, we're just fucked. There's no safety procedures, there's no protocol. They don't even teach kids to do the duck and cover thing anymore. Like, the idea of getting bombed seems so far-fetched that no one ever gives it any consideration. And then a situation like this happens in Hawaii and nobody knows what to fucking do. Some people are panicking, other people are looking for basements. There's kids crying thinking that they're about to die. There's old people sitting in their beds just waiting for the moment to occur. They know that their lives are about to end anyway, so they're just gonna appreciate the glow. And then you got people like that guy that have just accepted the fact that they're about to die and they're drinking beer on their porch. But nobody knows what the fuck they're doing and it's chaos everywhere. If that's not interesting, I'm sorry. There's not a goddamn thing on this planet that's interesting. I see a lot of people blaming Donald Trump for this because Hawaii is on high alert because our president has chronic foot and mouth syndrome and he's a fucking idiot and he's a goddamn piece of human garbage. But, okay, this isn't a Trump video. It's not a fucking Trump video, I promise. They say that it's his fault specifically because he makes threats to all these countries and Hawaii has to have their shit ready to go because if anyone's getting bombed, it'll be them because it's closest, just geographically speaking. And they're saying if our president wasn't a fucking moron, this never would have happened. It never would have happened. It's your fault, Mr. President. I think that might be a little bit hyperbolic. Somebody somewhere happened to press a button that they should not have pressed. That's all that happened. Like, if we're gonna get on Trump's case, which we should, but let's get on him for the right reasons. Like, he's got enough blame, you know, he's got enough things that he's guilty of that actually fucking matter. Putting the blame on him for every last mistake that happens that causes panic, it makes you look weak. It makes your arguments look weak. I want to get to the fucking Russian P-tapes, because you know they exist. You know that Russia has Trump by the balls because he stayed at some hotel, he had a prostitute piss on him, and the Russian government filmed it. Like all the time there's these stories coming out that Trump tried to get prostitutes to go into his room. He was in his underwear, which alone is fucking traumatizing. I want to fast forward time to the point where Russia has had enough of Trump's bullshit and Trump calls them on their bluff and they fucking release the P-tape. Oh my God. What kind of fucking world would we live in if there's a video circulating around the internet of the President of the United States of America getting pissed on by a Russian hooker? Oh God. God damn, that would be fucking wonderful. I'd love to see the mental gymnastics of the party of family values, how they would justify that their president likes to get pissed on by Russian hookers. Oh God. We're in the garage now. Here's another thing I want to bitch about, kind of. It's fucking cold. I hate it. There's a Bill Hicks bit where he says he loves walking around the city in wintertime because smokers don't know when they're done exhaling smoke. It's like, and then you get a whole new like second wind of smoke. My skin is cracked, my lips are chapped. I feel like I'm dying. I can't get warm. And here's, God, okay, I love this fucking house. I love it to death. But I'm gonna show you something. Okay, here's our thermostat. It says it's 68 degrees in here right now. But every 6 or 7 hours or so, the thermostat will change itself and put it back down to 60 degrees. So when we wake up in the morning, you can literally see your fucking breath in your bed. You wake up shivering, and it's so goddamn hard to get warm after the fact. Have I mentioned that you can get my whole discography online right now for less than $20? That's 13 releases. Okay, so there's a bunch of things that I think would be fun to talk about, but they don't warrant their own video, and I don't even know if they warrant a video at all because it's irrelevant. Like this, what I'm about to tell you is probably the lamest thing ever. But I've got a bunch of straws here. I don't like the way fucking people open their straws. Like, it's very inefficient. Everybody I know, when they get a straw, they do this. And then you got this fucking crumpled up mess here. No. Here's the proper way to open a fucking straw. You take the edge, you unravel it like this, and then you do this, and then you have invented a projectile. Why would you waste a perfectly good projectile doing fucking this? Fucking open straws the right way. This video was brought to you by my patrons. You can check out the link below if you like this kind of content and would like to see it continue.